All right, you guys, just finished up testing out some Underwood. I've been really looking forward to trying this stuff out for some time, and I'm trying to take advantage of my time up here in Alaska due to their large selection, regardless of which store you go into, full power barrel loads, regardless of also which caliber you go with. I'm also taking advantage of Arctic Ammo as I'm temporarily working there, so I'm getting an employee discount to try this stuff out, as this stuff is not cheap whatsoever. Picked up two different ones, both hard cast flat noses to try out. First one is item number 248, which is a 200 grain bullet with a box rating of 1,250 feet per second. I came out with a 5-shot group average of 1,210 feet per second. And the second one I picked up was item number 242, which is their 220 grainer, which has a box rating of 1,200 feet per second. What I came up with a 5-shot group average was 1,159. No idea what barrel length, what gun Underwood uses to get their muzzle velocity and everything. The Glock 20 though is a 4.6 or 4.61 inch length barrel and everything, so it's probably shorter than what this is possibly. But what I found out today as far as for muzzle velocity is that the Glock is, for Underwood, and at least for these two and under today's conditions, averaging 40 feet per second under. Want to do some other testing also, and wanted to actually test out accuracy to see which one my gun liked best between the two, as I'm really hoping for a 200 grainer, and I'll go ahead and jump into my results from what I found out from there. All right, guys, starting off the accuracy test with the Underwood 200 grain. Hard cast will be shooting at the top left pasty. All right, you guys, accuracy. I did a real quick search on what's the legal distance to shoot a bear when feeling threatened. Don't take this as legal advice. This was just what popped up in a quick search, and it was 60 feet, or also known as 20 yards. Was also looking into bear spray. Bear spray, depending on brand and size of your canister, you get a max distance of 35 to 40 feet. Considering the bears can run like 30, 35 miles per hour and close that distance extremely quick, I wanted to go ahead and just see what the accuracy would be at the furthest of those distances, being at 20 yards and everything. The 200 grainers actually provided me with the best results and everything, and I actually came in with a 5-shot group of 5 3/8. The 220 grain Underwood actually provided the worst results, and I don't know exactly how bad it might have been, as only 4 of the 5 shots landed on paper, and I actually had a 5-shot group of 15 3/8 on that one. Also went ahead and did 2 other different ones, Magtech's 180 grain FMJs, which was at 10 1/4, and then also finished up with PMC's 200 grainer FMJs, which ended up at 10 3/8. All 4 of them shooting them the same distance, the same way and everything, and those are the results I got. Considering the my pistol, at least this one time of doing this 5-shot group testing and everything, for the 200 grainers, I'm actually going to go ahead and stick with the 200 grainers, as it's kind of what I want to stick with anyways. As for practice, I can't shoot that. I can't afford to shoot that stuff all the time, not even with my discount. And I shoot a lot of the 180s and 200 grainers, and it was the one that was closest, to obvious reasons, closest and comparable felt recoil and everything. Also, while trying to shoot quickly between the two, I actually had a lot more misses with the 220 grain, as trying to fire at a much more rapid pace, as it was 1, rushing, but 2, just trying to deal with that recoil and everything. And I can give all sorts of excuses, but I found myself more accurate with speed with that 200 grainer, to also include my particular pistol liked it better. And here's a picture or a photo real quick, what that 5-shot group looked like. All right, guys, so reliability. The hardcast 200 grainers, it is only 20 rounds, but all 20 rounds worked flawlessly. I had 0 issues with shooting the 200 grainers. Jumping into the 220 grainers. Once again, only had 20 rounds, but with those 20 rounds, I actually had 4 failure defeats, and this is what it looks like here. All right, guys, so I'm really trying to keep this short and simple and everything. I really do want to try a bunch of different other rounds and everything, but with Glock's warranty on their barrel due to their rifle and everything, they really don't recommend lead bullets. So I may or may not be testing other things, but I'm also thinking about picking up a KKM barrel. If I do pick that up, I'll definitely be redoing this test. But I will also be definitely buying some more 200 grainers, the Underwood hardcast, and try to really fine tune, dial that in, get a better, larger experience round count with that stuff and get that stuff dialed in and zero to my pistol. As currently right now, it's what it likes best between at least these two here. All right, guys, thanks. Have a good day.